We are covering IPv6 routing for the CCNA exam, focusing on static routes and the fundamentals of OSPFv3. The first and most critical command you must know, and a common exam trap, is IPv6 unicast-routing. Without this global configuration command, a Cisco router will not forward any IPv6 packets between its interfaces, even if they have valid IPv6 addresses. The exam might present a troubleshooting scenario where link local pings work, but pings to global unicast addresses fail. The missing IPv6 unicast routing command is almost always the culprit. Once routing is enabled, the simplest way to direct traffic is with a static route. The command structure is IPv6 route prefix next hop. For example, to tell your router how to reach the 2001 DB8 ACAD-48 network through a neighboring router at 2001 DB8 12.2, you would enter IPv6 route 2001 DB8 ACAD-48 2001 DB8 12.2. A default static route, which is equivalent to quad 0 in IPv4, uses the prefix -48. Now, let's move to OSPFv3, which was developed to support IPv6, as defined in RFC 5340. A major point of confusion, and therefore a prime target for exam questions, is the router ID. OSPFv3 still uses a 32-bit router ID in the format of an IPv4 address. This ID must be unique within the OSPF domain. You can set it manually with the router ID command under the OSPFv3 process, which is the recommended practice. If you don't, the router will attempt to select one from an IPv4 address on a loopback or active interface, which can lead to unpredictable results. For OSPFv3, think I for interface. The configuration goes on the interface, not under a global network command. On the CCNA exam, expect to see questions that require you to identify the correct sequence of commands to configure OSPFv3, troubleshoot a non-forming adjacency by spotting an incorrect interface command, or distinguish between OSPFv2 and OSPFv3 configuration methods. They might try to trick you by including a network command in an OSPFv3 configuration snippet. Don't fall for it. Always remember to enable unicast routing globally, set the 32-bit router ID, and then enable OSPFv3 on a per-interface basis. For free practice questions, AI-powered explanations, and more exam prep tools, visit openexamprep.com. That's openexamprep, all one word, .com.